Are you looking to buy a boat but don't know where to start? My name is Ryan from Livin. Today we are here at the Miami International Boat Show 2026 taking a look at a center console, a dual console, and a pontoon boat. Today we're going to be doing a comparison to show you guys some of the features you can expect with each style of boat. Let's go ahead and jump into our first walkthrough. So now we are checking out our dual console for our comparison here. We're going to be at the Stingray booth taking a look at a actually all new model that they have here at the show. It's going to be the 20 SBX. Hop on the board, let's take a look. The advantages of a dual console boat. What are you getting? Well, you can see up here in the bow, you are getting tons and tons of seating. You can fit a lot of people up here for a 20-foot boat. You have room for more seating. There's little bars that go into these two little indented spots here on the port and starboard side, which is going to add 2 more cushions up in the front. So basically this entire front area can be cushions. This is going to be a great boat for the sandbar, have a little bit of fishability. I mean, you're going to get very cool features like up here in the bow. We're going to have an insulated cooler, or it can be a fish box. One thing that's cool is that if you pull bow first into the sandbar, you can see here we are going to have a ladder that goes right off of the bow. Very convenient. We're going to have flip-up storage over here. You can see plenty of room for storage in the console here on the port and starboard side. A little dark in there, but it's all storage room. Now the reason they call them dual consoles, center console, you're gonna have one console in the middle. Dual, like the name, you're gonna have 2 of them. So you're gonna have the starboard side here, which is where the driver is, and you have your passenger over here on the port side. We're gonna have a little bit more storage in the deck here, a nice big unfinished box. One thing you're not gonna find a lot of on dual console boats is a lot of fishing features. You're not gonna have a ton of places to store your fish, a bunch of insulated coolers. Like I said, that one in the front was a live well option, but that is going to be the only live well option here on this boat. Now, one thing you do get is big, comfortable seats. I mean, take a look at the captain's chair here on this boat. You're not seeing something like this on a center console. It is super comfortable and feels like a lot of fun to drive. You're gonna have your switch panel over here, your throttle here on the right side. Gonna be very comfortable, very easy boat to drive here. One thing that caught my eye is they actually used the Simrad NSS ultra wide. I think it's NSS or NSX ultra wide screen here, which honestly I've yet to see a boat really put them on the boats at the show. So cool to see how they incorporated here. You're gonna get a wireless phone charger. You're gonna get a lot of comfort features on this boat. You get a nice little glove box here for the passenger, just a lot of storage, and a very nice comfortable chair for them as well. Now on center consoles, you are going to have a leg set with a hard T-top most of the time. Here on dual consoles, a lot of times you are going to get either a hard top or a canvas top, but you guys will see how massive this is. It covers the entire beam of the boat, so you're going to get a lot more shade, which is going to be comfortable if you're spending a lot of time out in the sun for the day. Towards the stern, you're going to have a lot of seating. So like I said, you could fit at least 4 people very comfortably back here. And just like the bow, we are going to have these same little notches over here, which I believe the seats are underneath here. You can see we could add even more cushions back here, so this entire area can pretty much just be like a big lounge seater. And here's our storage on the starboard side, identical to the port. And you can see what I was talking about those bars that go across. Here's your extra seating. Now the beam on this boat is going to be 8'5", but unlike center consoles, the dual consoles really just push all the features out to the side, so there's a lot of room to walk around on this boat for being a 20-foot boat with an 8'5" beam. Now one thing you're not really too concerned about when buying this type of boat is fuel capacity. So this boat has a 40-gallon gas tank. A lot of boats around this size, if you go to a center console, have almost a 100-gallon fuel tank at this point. Like I said, the 25-foot Stingray back there, I believe, had 140-gallon fuel capacity. So if you're looking to make longer range trips, you might want to look for a little bit bigger dual console, or maybe go to a center console. Towards the stern of the boat, in the middle here, we're going to have removable seating with magnets, and that's going to have a storage compartment here, which we can pop out. Nice little storage compartment, and we have access to our bilge. So you guys can take a look on in here. This looks like our fuel tank, and you're gonna have your battery back here, and there's your second battery hiding to the side, and you're gonna have access to a little bit of the rigging. Once again, you guys can let me know what you see here on this 20 SBX here by Stingray. So one thing you are going to have on dual consoles, like I mentioned earlier, was a lot more creature comforts. You have a second ladder right over here underneath my feet, so that way you can exit the boat on the bow or the stern. We're gonna have speaker controls right over here. So if you're in the water, you wanna change your song, easily can do it. You can see I'm sitting on a nice piece of decking material with a nice bolster on the back here. Very comfortable if you wanna lay back down here. We have the same thing on the port side, and we have speakers back here as well. You can enjoy the music, hear it easily while you're on the water. This boat is equipped with a 150 Suzuki over here, which is going to be very fuel efficient as well. One advantage it seems like you're gonna get with a dual console versus center console is gonna be the price. This boat, equipped here at the show, keep in mind it is a new model, is going to be $56,000. Very reasonable price, gets you out on the water. Very good beginner boat as well. Now let's move on to our next boat. Next up for our boat comparison, we are taking a look at a center console. For the center console, we're going to be here at the Sea Hunt booth, taking a look at their 21.9 Ultra center console. So as we hop aboard this boat and make our way towards the bow, one thing you're gonna notice just in a broad range is that there is a lot less room to walk around in this boat. You have a big old leaning post, you have a big console on the boat. Compared to a dual console, a lot less maneuverability on the boat. Now hop aboard, let's go to the bow. Now one thing I will say about this Sea Hunt is I am pretty impressed actually for the price of what you're getting. It is a very nice center console, but let's get into it. Up here at the bow, we are going to have access to our anchor locker. Fit your anchor right up in there. Pretty standard for all center consoles. You don't have typically that ladder that goes over the bow like we did on the dual console. Typically in center consoles, we are going to have port and starboard storage up here underneath our seating. You can see a nice big box there. Usually equipped in center consoles are some sort of backrest here in the bow, so that way you can be forward facing whether you're at the sandbar or maybe if you're sitting in here while you're running. Typically something you can find in a center console. Now we are going to have a forward console seat, so a seat that's sitting on the front of the console. Typically can fit around 1 or 2 people. In this one you can kind of fit 1.5. Underneath we're going to have a little bit of insulated cooler storage. Up here in the bow I'd probably end up putting like drinks and food for the day. A nice little cooler there on this boat. Now we are going to have a cabin on this boat, just a little one, but we are able to step inside it, which we will do for you. Now we're going to keep in mind that this boat is only 21 feet long, so it's not a huge boat, but we're going ahead sitting inside the cabin. I'm 5'10", and on a 21-foot center console, I can definitely not stand up. I'm pretty hunched over, but there isn't really much in this cabin. There's kind of this big old blinder that's hiding all of our rigging, which we will pry back a little bit there for you. Here you go. So now you can take a look. You have access to your screens, you have access to your switch panel rigging, and all of that behind this blinder. Typically in center consoles, this one doesn't have it equipped, but you're usually able to fit a head. In this boat, I'm sure you can fit a porta potty in here if you'd like. Pretty standard dash setup here for a center console boat. We're gonna have one Garmin MFD. Looks like you have room for a second. You have a nice little acrylic curved windshield with a little dash pad on top to keep your phone and other electronics. You're gonna have a switch panel going across. Steering wheel is going to be on the left side typically, or in the center. Here is gonna be a pretty standard leaning post you can kind of expect. You're gonna have your passenger and your captain sitting right next to each other. We're gonna have bolstered seating. Very comfortable seating. You're gonna be able to put your feet up on the dash, and this is kind of your view at eye level. Now this boat is going to have an aluminum leg set that's gonna have 4 legs going down towards the floor, and it's gonna have a hardtop attached at the top. Now on this leg set, you're gonna get a little bit of rod holder storage here at the top, so you can see 4 rod holders there, and then 1 and 2 going out the side for trolling some lures. To give you an idea of how much coverage you're getting with this hardtop, you can see the bow here is completely open. This hardtop pretty much extends pretty much where this forward console seat is, and then it goes all the way towards the back, pretty much in line with the back of the leaning post. So you have this part of the boat towards the stern exposed. Now towards the stern of the boat, we are gonna have actually a really nice seating arrangement here. Nice and curved so it kind of fits your body and locks you in. Looks like we have room to fit probably 4 people very comfortably. And this is all going to come up and have different storage features. So let's pull these off. First, all the way on the starboard side, we're going to have access to the battery and some rigging. We'll pop you guys in there so you get an idea of what that looks like. This is going to be Seahunts 21.9. Let me know what you guys think about the rigging on this boat. Now in the center compartment, we're going to flip it open. It looks like we are going to have a live well. And all the way on the port side, flip this one up and looks like we have a bucket holder. Now in most center consoles, you can expect to see a little bit of under gunnel storage. I like to basically use it for gaffs, nets, boat brushes, boat poles, any of that kind of stuff. Can use it usually as rod storage if you'd like. You can see this is what it looks like here on the port, and you're gonna have an identical one on the starboard side as well. We're also gonna have a little wash down, either fresh or salt right here, which you can expect to see on most center consoles. Now this boat is equipped here at the show with a single Yamaha 150, which is gonna have a 60-gallon fuel capacity. This boat's gonna measure 21.4 bow to transom, and it's gonna have an 8.3 beam. So this boat here at the show is going to be, as equipped, $75,000. Now let's move on to our next boat. Now for the last kind of boat for our boat comparison video, we are on a pontoon boat, the very first pontoon boat I've ever made a review of, and this is the Livin booth, and this is their 21-foot pontoon boat. Hop on aboard this party barge. So since this is a completely different style of boat, we're not going to change anything up. We're still starting up in the bow of this boat. Now one thing that's going to be completely different here is we're going to have a gate to make it easy to get on and off of the boat. And when we walk around, guys, it's going to be zero fishing, all comfort, all sandbar, all party. I can tell you that's why it's a party barge. So we're going to have super comfortable upholstery on this boat. I mean, you kind of saw I just sank down completely when I sat down. But I mean, you are going to be able to fit a lot of people on this boat. So if your goal when you're going out on the water is to fit the maximum capacity of people and have the most room to walk around, pontoon boat might be something to consider. So you can see you have plenty of room to sit. We're gonna have storage underneath all these seats. So we can pop open this one. You can take a look, we got some storage. You know, nothing crazy, all this stuff, not really a lot of fiberglass on this boat. Maybe only the helm over here is fiberglass, not really sure exactly what else. You're gonna have a really lightweight boat. You're gonna be able to have a good time. So you can see we have the same exact seating arrangement here on the port side. We're also gonna have a nice little table here. So if that's kind of your thing, going out and bringing food and drinks and everything on the boat, you get a nice little removable table with cup holders and a big platform to be working with. It does look like we're gonna have a little bit of storage in the floor over here. Singer is informing me this is like water ski or like wakeboard kind of storage. I'll take his word for it. I haven't been on many pontoon boats in my life. Looks like we're gonna have a really nice chair over here on the passenger side. So much like the dual console, you get like big comfy chairs, big seating. I mean, we have a little gate here so you can kind of get on and off very easily. We got, it looks like, oh my God, that thing is heavy. Looks like we got a little, what the heck? We are very much out of our element, if you can't tell. Pontoon boats is not our specialty. I'll be honest, I have no idea what this is. You know what? It looks like a bathroom. It looks like this is a curtain that comes down and you can go to the bathroom. If I had to take a guess, that is what it is. Privacy corner. You're gonna be on a bucket still, I can tell you that much now. Now here is going to be our console. It's going to be on the starboard side, much like the dual console. We are going to have, oh, nope, the console is not fiberglass, it is still plastic. So here's your console, you just get a little bit of storage. This is your wiring on the pontoon boat, a lot less than you're going to be having to run with a center console or even a dual console. You can see the captain has the Vespa in the house with a giant captain's chair, swiveling around, driving on the starboard side. Look at this dash, super cool, nice little like teak finish there, or faux teak finish there. You're going to have your gauges, you're going to have your MFD, you're going to have your head unit. I mean, really comfortable controls, binnacle on the right side. Looks like you might even be able to open this up here, possibly, but I mean, obviously completely different than your center console, but kind of gives similar vibes to your dual console. So since this is nice and comfy here, we might as well start talking about this a little bit. When you get your pontoon boat, if you're buying it, do not expect to go out in the ocean. This is going to be, at least in South Florida, an intracoastal dweller. You're going to be going from the dock or the ramp to the sandbar and back. If you go with the dual console, you're going to get a little bit more versatility. You're going to be able to take out that boat into the ocean, maybe on calm days, but this boat is staying inshore. Now this boat has an 11-person capacity here, according to the Coast Guard regulations. This is a 21-foot boat, guys. You have to keep that in mind. These boats that we all reviewed, all the same size, and this boat feels absolutely massive. And you can fit a lot of people, and I can tell you the other two boats were not rated for 11 people each. Now here's gonna be our forward-facing seat that's more towards the transom. I mean, look at this, guys. We have tons of room to lounge around and fit a lot of people. Not only that, but like I said, under every seat, you're gonna have big storage compartments. Look at the size of that, nice and huge. We walk around to the back. Look how much room there is to walk around, guys. There is tons and tons of room. I don't know what that is. We'll get rid of that. Is this thing open? Yes, this thing opens. Let's take a look under here. More storage. Look at that. Everywhere you look, more storage, more room to sit down. I mean, just look at the size of this big lounge chair in the back. If you want to sit here in the back while you're running or whatever, you guys are getting the point. There's a lot of places to sit. This backrest, removable. This entire thing can just become one giant lounger. Now if we open up our compartment here, you can take a look on inside. You can see we have, it looks like a battery panel, not battery panel, battery switch over here. Looks like you have a spot for some batteries, just more storage. You guys are getting the point with this boat. It's about comfort, seating, and storage. Now just in case I haven't gotten my point across, 21-foot boat, guys. Look at how much room there is to walk around on this boat. I mean, you can compare it to the center console, you can compare it to the dual console. I mean, there is no comparison. If you want maximum amount of room, maximum amount of people, there's nothing better than a pontoon boat on the market, if that is your priority. We're also gonna have a big, giant bimini top. So you can see this thing is stretching all the way from the bow to the transom of the boat. So if you want full coverage, a full coverage option while you're out in the water, this beats the other two boats by far. So we do have a little bit of aluminum work here in the back, a nice little railing that prevents everybody from falling off the boat. You're gonna have a little ski pole attachment over here, and this boat is gonna be equipped with a Yamaha 150. Now I know they did have a sign out in front that this is a tri-tune, I guess it is, 3 tubs in the middle. I think that's better for performance, but I really don't know anything about pontoon boats, so I would do your own research on that. And you're also gonna have your boarding ladder option back here at the transom. Now this 21-foot pontoon boat here at the Miami International Boat Show can be yours for $66,000, guys. You are getting that much platform for $66,000. Now it's going to be in the middle of our price range compared to the center console, which is going to be the most expensive. The dual console came in just a little bit less expensive than this, but you're getting a lot for your money here if that is something that you are into. Something to note, this boat actually has a 40-gallon fuel capacity as well, which I thought was pretty impressive. So there you have it. We went over a center console, we went over a dual console, and we went over a pontoon boat. Recap, if you're looking for a little bit of offshore capability, maybe running out doing more fishing, center console is definitely going to be your best bet. Maybe you're thinking about taking some cruises out in the ocean, not really going to be fishing a whole lot, but want a little bit of versatility while having a lot of people on the boat and still have some of those comfort sandbar features. Dual console might be the right boat for you. If you don't really care about going out in the ocean, you just want to put as many people on a boat as possible, have a really good time, pontoon boat is something you should consider. Hope you guys enjoyed today's comparison video. If you guys did, make sure you guys hit the like button. Definitely consider subscribing down below. I'm gonna go ahead and link another video I think you guys are gonna like over here on the left side of the screen. Make sure to go check that out next. And until my next video, remember to keep living salty.